Little mess up there with the technical side of things, but no action has been missed and no points have been scored so far in this second half.
Yeah, just getting started with the third quarter. South Tama has been in control of this boys varsity contest. The Trojans defeated Vinton-Shellsburg the last time these two teams met, and they've been playing with a lot of confidence here in the first half. Starters back onto the court as Brody Klein takes the charge from Cade Rosenberger. And Rosenberger, I don't think he kind of knew where he was, because he looked to the right and was going to pass off, but he kept his feet going, and Klein was right there and took the dive. So a good heads-up play there by Klein, and that gives the ball back to Vinton-Shellsburg.
Yeah, this is going to be a pass back as South Tama is going to try and do some double pressure there, try to get a violation, but can't get it as Sutton draws it across the line.
Becker at the free throw line, hands it off to Sutton. Johnson pretty well covered up down low. He's still been held scoreless, and this time it's Keaton Grimm going to the rim.
Grimm to the rim, how about that?
And Grimm with 6 points here so far tonight.
Tanisma is going to drive into the lane, tries to get a floater, but gets the foul called.
Free throws coming for Tommy Tanisma. Tanisma, an 83% free throw shooter.
Don't jinx it now.
I know. Yeah.
I was just
too.
thinking about that.
But, and there we go. There it is.
You can't help it.
Tanisma misses on the first. One more to come. Foul goes on Jacoby Johnson. That's his second personal.
There's the second one by Tanisma going down. Yeah, South Tama has done a really good job shutting out their high-scoring shooter of Jacoby Johnson. And that's kind of been telling with this big deficit here. Sutton for three.
Rims out. Bridgewater clears the loose ball, and now Tanisma sprinting up the court from the right side. Loses his defender, elevates, and puts down a shot. 2 points for Tanisma.
That's a highlight reel. I would be hard-pressed to maybe think this boy might have some basketball in his future. But the swat by Dolash is going to bring Johnson to the line.
Jacoby Johnson taking the charge. I think that's going to be, the third personal for Jeremy Dolash. And it looks like we've got a substitute coming in. Johnson, cold tonight. Came in averaging 13 points a game. He's scoreless so far. 0 of 3 from the free throw line.
Yeah, a 67% shooter from the line. And
he's good on the last one.
Able to get one down at least. So goes 50%. Tanisma, he's going to drive into the lane, tries to get the foul called.
Nothing happening there, and Bridgewater gets up to the rim, puts it in for two. Klein for three. Hand in his face. And he's fired up.
Point guard Brody Klein.
Yeah. Oh, man. Love to see it.
Defensive effort by Sutton is no good as Weiss is going to get this across the line, and that's going to be a timeout
call. Johnson's slow to get up there. He's kind of holding his hip. We'll see if he's all right. Hopefully he's able to come back out.
Yeah. But looking here at Brody Klein, he's 47% beyond the arc, shooting 8 for 17.
Right. Yep, he's kind of good for maybe one or two a night, and he gets one down there. And credit, he had defenders, two defenders right on him, and he's able to get that up and put it through. Just his first basket of the night, though, so he's been held in check pretty well. Keaton Grimm, really kind of the only Vinton-Shellsburg player to have much success. He's kind of been sort of slashing into the lane. Not a lot of jump shooting we've seen from Vinton-Shellsburg so far.
Bridgewater's going to work inside the paint, gets that one swatted away. And Vinton-Shellsburg now on the run. Comes over to Grimm, he'll pass out over to Becker. Becker's going to work inside the lane, tries to spin, gets the left hand, and one.
It's an and one. Jacob Becker floating in the shot and the contact.
So this is going to bring Jacob Becker to the line.
He's good on the free throw, completing the three-point play.
And that's kind of what they need to do offensively if they want to get some kind of steam going. Of course, they've shortened the lead now to 9. So South Tama is going to have to try and sustain this for the next quarter and a half.
And you can see the body language shifting a little bit for Vinton-Shellsburg. They can kind of sense South Tama kind of on their back foot a little bit. Daniel Weiss into the lane. Nice pass to James Brandt.
Through the legs?
Daniel Weiss threaded the needle, and James Brandt finishes off the bucket underneath the hoop. His first points tonight, and a really nice assist by senior captain Daniel Weiss.
Sutton's going to work the left-hand side. Klein again from the left side. Doesn't get it to go, and that's going to be an over-the-top call as Bridgewater.
So some contact after Bridgewater got the rebound, and that'll be a foul on Vinton-Shellsburg. It goes, let's see, he didn't have that number, and it's going to be Jacob Becker. So that's Becker's third personal. He goes to the line, or excuse me, goes to the bench. And on for Vinton-Shellsburg now, Caden Fisher, the sophomore forward.
Roundhouse is getting allowed.
Tynisma just kind of took the eye off the ball a little bit there, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you don't want to force these unnecessary turnovers, because if Vinton-Shellsburg gets a 3 off of this.
Yeah, South Tama doesn't want to kind of let their foot off the gas at all here. Vinton-Shellsburg hungry for a win. They've only gotten 1 so far this season. Klein spin move into the lane. Comes up short on the underhand shot. Loose ball scramble, finally picked up by Sutton. His shot is no good, and there's Bridgewater to finally clean out. Here come the Trojans. Weiss to Tynisma. Tynisma looking the court. Rosenberger now. Bridgewater catches it at the free throw line, gets 2 defenders his way. To Tynisma, he elevates. Shot's no good. And Bridgewater gets some contact, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, definitely some poise coming out from the freshman. Bridgewater able to elevate with a couple defenders and is patient enough to get the foul called.
Keaton Grimm, his first personal foul, the 3rd team foul for the Vikings. Bridgewater misses on the free throw. Leaf Allen comes in for Vinton-Shellsburg, and Caden Kopsa checks in for South Tama. He'll spell James Brandt. Kopsa had a nice second quarter. He came in midway in and really contributed there. And Bridgewater 1 for 1. 1 for 2, I should say. 1 and 1. There we go.
There you go. Yep, he's shooting 50% from the line. Sutton's going to drive all the way in and loses it. A full head of steam, just couldn't get to the stop and loses the ball because of it. Weiss is going to take it over to Bridgewater. He'll dump it off to Weiss. He'll work the left-hand side, driving to the lane. Dishes out to Kopsa and tries to no-look pass.
And Kopsa didn't have anybody home in the corner. It goes out of bounds.
That's just miscommunication there.
Yeah.
At one point in time, this was a 13-point deficit that South Tama was leading, and Vinton-Shellsburg has slowly been able to work it back to 9.
Weiss and Tynisma force Sutton into a travel. Turnover to the Trojans.
Get some points off this turnover. Apply that pressure. Continue what you did in the first quarter. Do it again in the third. Rosenberger, he's going to work the right-hand side. He's guarded there by Grimm. Working on the inside. Weiss will take it far out. Cop the key left.
Tynisma into the lane. Contact and a foul. And South Tama kind of going back to that attacking mentality. They're going to the rim several times the last trips up the court. And that puts the team foul situation for Vinton-Shellsburg at 4 as Tynisma good on the first. Foul is against Caden Fisher. That'll be his second. Fisher to the bench.
Dolash coming in.
Yeah, so Jeremy Dolash back in. And James Brandt back in for Weiss and Bridgewater. Tynisma 2 for 2.
Shooting 75% from the line. Good job tonight. It's going to be Sutton. He's guarded by Kopsa and Tynisma. And a big shot. Kind of thrown off there by Sutton in frustration.
So I think, did it ricochet off of Kopsa
Yeah.
and then back to Sutton and then out of bounds?
Yeah.
He threw it so hard at his feet trying to get it to go out of bounds, it came back and hit him.
Yeah, that just adds to the frustration.
Yeah, just kind of a tough moment there, and you understand the thought, but still a two-digit lead, a double-digit lead for South Tama. They close in on the last couple of minutes of the third quarter. Fade away by Bridgewater, or excuse me, by Rosenberger, no good. But the putback for Dolash goes in. Jeremy Dolash getting a bucket to go.
First offensive rebound here tonight as the elevation here, second attempt
Allen
coming
no
from
good, Fisher no good. And Tynisma the rebound. Here comes South Tama.
We've been scoreless in the third, I believe. Or no, excuse me. We've scored some points.
Yeah. It's been a low-scoring quarter, though. That's for sure. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
And Rosenberger, I don't know what he's trying to argue there, but he kind of just went full into Fisher.
Yeah, Rosenberger is trying to make the case that he got pushed in.
Oh, okay.
And he will win that argument. So no turnover for South Tama.
All right, Rosenberger to inbound under his own hoop, but a whistle. And what do we have here? A foul, maybe? Yeah, I think we have a foul on the inbound exchange. The ball didn't even get put in yet, but there's a foul against Vinton-Shellsburg. It is against Jacoby Johnson. That's his third.
So I wonder what the discussion is. Shooting one for Rosenberger.
In and out.
That's interesting why they're shooting one.
And James Brandt, yeah, that's
interesting.
James Brandt called for a foul off of the loose ball. Tynisma catches the pass in midair, takes it away, finishes it off with a finger roll at the hoop.
Fifth steal today for the senior. That's going to be a push called. I didn't quite catch the number.
I think it's Rosenberger again. That's his third now. So both teams in the bonus with a minute and a half to go in the third. Jacoby Johnson to the line for Vinton-Shellsburg.
He's shooting 50% tonight.
And Johnson's good on the first one. Kopsa and Rosenberger check out for Weiss and Bridgewater. One more coming here for Jacoby Johnson, the sophomore guard for Vinton-Shellsburg. It is good. Good on both.
And one thing that you got to look into for the last minute 30 of this is that Bridgewater has 0 fouls, so you can work him rough.
A really good situation to be in down low. Dolash a few fouls, but you like to see that with your biggest player still able to work.
Yeah.
And South Tama's working with the lead. Here's Klein for 3 in that left corner. It's no good.
And that's going to be a foul called.
So Brandt trying to get the ball away from Fisher, and Fisher rung up for the foul and the contact. And we go for more free throws. So After 5 fouls, it's automatic free throws, regardless if it's a
shooting or non-shooting.
Shooting or non-shooting, yeah. Third personal on Caden Fisher. James Brandt good on his first free throw.
Yeah, Brandt has been the sixth man off of this team, has been able to kind of raise this team to a whole nother level, as given some of our starters a chance.
High energy, one of our cross-country standouts, a multi-time state qualifier in cross-country and track, so he's ready to go when he hits the court, and he's kind of undersized in most matchups on a varsity game. There's a three-pointer by Daniel Weiss. He's good for one of those every game. Like his scoring
yes.
total never really. He's averaging 5 a game, but he finds a three-pointer in the second half often when they need it.
Extends the lead now for 20 for South Tama, as Allen's going to work inside the paint, and that's going to be last touch by a Trojan. Yeah, I completely agree. Just the mid-range game that Weiss has, and he takes the open looks. He's very smart with what shots he wants to put up.
Yeah.
Line's going to take it out right-hand side. He's guarded by Dostal. Running in now for Sutton. Top of key. Left-hand side is going to be Johnson. He's going to be
10 seconds.
Whoa!
An emphatic block into the out-of-bounds territory. Emerson Bridgewater says no thank you.
And the chance coming from the student section. He's just a freshman, and that's exactly what he is. Playing very well for his first year out in varsity basketball.
Quick three for Johnson. No good. Whoa.
Oh.
Weiss glances the rim, almost there on the buzzer beater, but South Tama goes into the fourth quarter with a 20-point lead up against Vinton-Shellsburg. We're going to step away. We'll be back with the start of the fourth quarter after this. Thanks for being with us. Welcome back live to the Roundhouse. It's the start of the fourth quarter, and the South Tama boys team is up by 20 here on Throwback Night. 43-23 the score, a low-scoring game. Not one player for South Tama has really been, head and shoulders above the rest scoring-wise. Emerson Bridgewater having a really nice night. I think he's into double digits. Tommy Tynisma with 10. And we'll see if Vinton-Shellsburg can mount a comeback. They go to Keaton Grimm, and he goes right to the lane, driving in, gets a layup to go.
Bridgewater's going to hand off to Nisma. He's going to drive into the lane, dishes out to Dostal, right back out to Weiss, and a broken up play. Rosenberger.
Three-pointer is good for the senior. First points of the night.
Wow. But that's just telling about how well the ball has been distributed tonight.
Vikings in their half court. Jacob Becker gets rid of Bridgewater, goes up for 2. A foul called, and I think it's going to be against South Tama, as Brody Klein was kind of spilled out onto the floor there. This one, I think, goes against Bridgewater, so this will be his first.
Yeah, which, you're playing in the fourth quarter, play aggressive.
Yep.
Take the space. As this is going to be another quick call for number 5. Daniel Weiss is going to get this foul called. So South Tama already with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that's going to that could affect things as we get later into the quarter here.
Yeah. Sutton's going to work left-hand side, guarded by Tanisma and Dolash. Now Allen, top of key, is going to fake the pass in and loses it.
Becker picks it up. And they find Becker open down low, and he'll go up and draw a foul. So 2 quick ones on Emerson Bridgewater before South Tama can even get the ball across half court.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, this has been, a good offensive effort.
Yeah.
Vinton-Shellsburg definitely has a lot more consistency, through the quarters. As South Tama, it's either going to be a big go or,
Feast or famine, yeah.
Exactly.
Becker misses on the first free throw. He's got one more here. In and out. Daniel Weiss climbs up and gets the rebound.
Bridgewater will work at left-hand side, guarded by Allen. Right-hand side moves over to top of key for Tanisma. And Weiss is going to drive into the lane. Dishes out to Tanisma, and that one to go. Weiss with his 3rd assist tonight.
2 or 3 on that one?
2.
2. Thank you.
And this ball is going to be worked in as Allen is going to get the foul call.
Now, yeah, so Vinton-Shellsburg.
No.
Yeah, this is going to be on Bridgewater, so
Yeah.
he's coming to the bench.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing aggressive. That's what you need to do, contest those shots, but maybe he's been playing a little too aggressive.
Brandt checks in for Bridgewater with the 3 fouls. Cade Sutton goes to the bench for Vinton-Shellsburg. And on for the Vikings, number 1, Jack Blaze. He's a sophomore guard. First look of the game here, I think, for him. And Allen good on the 2nd free throw.
He's been 100% from the charity line tonight. Good job for Allen. Tanisma, he's going to work past the press, but that's going to be last touched by Jacoby Johnson, so it'll stay with South Tama. Rosenberger looks to inbound to Brandt. Weiss, top of key. He's going to work around and call the offense. Dishes to Brandt. He's guarded by 3.
All kinds of Vikings in the lane there. Bodies hit the floor.
And timeout called.
And so Vinton-Shellsburg calls the timeout just to kind of, let's get everybody up off the hardwood and kind of reset things here. So South Tama goes back to the huddle. I'd like to say thank you to our winter season sponsors while we have a moment here. They include Birkwood Village of Tama Toledo, Salt Creek Wind, Mercy Care Tama, Iowa Premium, State Bank of Toledo, Hardin's, S&S Car Wash, Cruzy Phillips Funeral Home, Appraisal and Realty Services, Robach Lumber, Stein Robach Floor Coverings, Medicap Pharmacy, Mark West and Hoyer Law Office, Assured Partners Insurance, Sharn Webbers, and TFD Photo and Film. All of our Trojan Country broadcasts also made possible by the Charlie Townsley Memorial. All right, coming out of the timeout, onto the court for Vinton-Shellsburg. Johnson, Blaze, Grimm, Allen, and Becker. For South Tama, Caden Kopsa comes on. Weiss, Rosenberger, Tanisma, and Dolash. And
yeah, you got to work out with 3 players in, with 3 fouls. That's really tough there.
And we got a little bit of a, I don't know, blood on the court there or something had to get cleaned up.
Yep.
We're good to go now.
Yep. So you got to work with Rosenberger, Weiss, and Dolash with the foul, 3 fouls. So Johnson's going to work this over. Almost got stolen away by Tanisma. And Kopsa able to come up with the defense on that. Rosenberger is going to be guarded. And Weiss will drive into the lane. takes it up, no good. And that's going to be last touch by South Tama. So far South Tama able to extend this lead to 21 points. 3 ball here.
Blaze is no good on the 3. Rosenberger cleans up the rebound. 5 1/4 to go. It's been all South Tama here tonight. Vinton-Shellsburg's kind of hung around. They got it to within 9 in the 3rd. And then South Tama kind of rallied back.
Good job by Dolash, able to work it in the paint and get the foul called. So that will bring Jeremy Dolash to the line. First one good. Second. That kind of had a shallow path, but went in nonetheless. Good job for Dolash.
Vikings up the half court now. 3-pointer from the left, no good. Becker comes out on top after kind of going up against a couple of Trojans there. He gets it to Sutton. Sutton off balance throw into the backboard. Loose ball picked up by Johnson. And his pass to Fisher is no good. Stripped away by South Tama. The steal and the turnover. South Tama back to Rosenberger for 3. And it's good from the corner. Cade Rosenberger, a couple of 3-pointers late in this one.
So Grimm's going to get pushed. And South Tama, is that, are we in the bonus now?
Yeah, I think we're close here. So it's going to be against Caden Kopsa, his first personal. And that's the 5th team foul for South Tama. So 2 shots coming the rest of the way. However, some reserves coming in for Vinton-Shellsburg. So Coach Mulliken kind of backing things off a little bit. And South Tama's going to throw in some of their bench players as well. Jerome Capello coming into the game. And Emerson Bridgewater checks back in with 3. Dolash to the bench. Ty Nisma to the bench. And some new players on for Vinton-Shellsburg. Number 3, Colt Coppin. Number 12, Colson Chavala. And we've got 45, Dominic Lund. Waiting on free throws.
Yeah, going into this game, Vinton-Shellsburg was shooting 68% from the line and has not been able to match that standard tonight. Weiss to inbound as 4 minutes left in the game. Rosenberger will take it, gets the screen there by Bridgewater. Weiss will drive into the lane. He's guarded by 2. 3 ball again. And a little too strong as Blaze will come up with the ball, guarded by Rosenberger. Fisher's going to drive into the lane. Tries to get the left-hander up. No good. And Weiss will take it across the line. He'll dish it out to Bridgewater. Kopsa tries to get some motion going in as the ball is going to be poked out, but Capello is able to get it back. And with this, the nice heads-up play vision from Rosenberger as Bridgewater was trying to cut in, foul coming from Vinton-Shellsburg. And for Vinton-Shellsburg now. Evan Lopata in for the game, as Fisher will take a seat. Bridgewater will go over the top, elevate, tries to get the spin going, but no good. So now Kopin is going to work the right-hand side over to Lund. Back out left-hand side. This one's going to be tipped away by Rosenberger. He's got one-on-one, and that's up and in. Breakaway point for Rosenberger.
.235 on the clock. Fourth quarter is both teams into their reserves now as South Tama looking to go on for their fourth win of the season.
Cops is going to work inside, a little too strong on the pass, and Bridgewater will tip it over to Rosenberger. Cops is open, dishes to Capeyu, and gets the foul. So first time Jerome Capeyu coming to the line. Junior forward, 5'10". First one just short. Second attempt coming now for Capeyu. And scoreless. He actually has no stat for the free throw line, so very tough trip there for the junior. And that is going to be Vinton-Shellsburg ball.
A little over 2 minutes to go here. Vinton-Shellsburg in the half court.
Roundhouse starting to come alive here as Tyrus Clegg tried to get a hand in on that one.
Almost got it stripped away.
And Bridgewater will come to the bench for South Tama. Now in is going to be Caden Tim. 3 ball, good. I believe that might be the first one of the night for Vinton-Shellsburg. A whole new second unit now for South Tama coming in. A rare sight to see for South Tama, but when you got a 25-point lead, might be able to do that. Heave up for Clegg as he tried to draw the foul.
Caden Tim got on the wrong side of that exchange. Those two bigger guys underneath kind of sandwiched Tim underneath, and he sort of kind of a washing machine action. He's all right. He'd smile at the bench.
Yeah.
Back to the line, Vinton-Shellsburg goes with South Tama in that bonus situation. And no continuous clock as the score not high enough, not at that 35-point deficit, but really strong win here for South Tama, kind of coming in knowing that they had Vinton-Shellsburg's number, and they played like it for 4 quarters, and that's really good to see.
Yeah, that really makes me excited for Monday.
Yeah, a nice non-conference matchup against a 2A team. Usually we match up pretty well against Union Community. Thinking about the football season, we scrimmaged them in the last several years, and that's Union. Puts together good teams often, but they're smaller. They're an NICL team, and that's kind of where South Tama, sports-wise, has been a little more suited in their team sports like basketball and football and volleyball.
Tim's gonna. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Holden Shermer's going to go ahead and take this one top of the key. Is going to be guarded by Blaze, and that's going to be.
Shermer dribbles over the half-court line. Backcourt violation.
Yeah, with 1:02 left to play, South Tama leading 55-31. Dare I say, in the bag for South Tama.
Yeah.
And a rare one to see. Usually the wins are nail biters or last-second threes. But good job from our boys. Now, with about 12 seconds differentiating the clocks, Clegg's going to take this across the way, make some spin moves, passes out to Ian Vore. Going to let this one kind of go as a reach-in for Dominic Lund. It's going to be the 4th team foul for Vinton-Shellsburg. And in now is going to be Jonathan Ebersol, able to get some minutes.
Ebersol drilled a half-court shot in the halftime contest in the girls' game. So he's coming away with $50 after tonight. He's getting in the varsity contest here.
That's fantastic.
Maybe he's got one in him here. 21 seconds. Let's get it to him.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of lazily looking around that three-point line.
And South Tama is just going to kind of hold it here, and that's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't want to try and push it any further.
Final score, 55-33, a clean 22-point win for the Trojans.
Yeah, excellent job from all facets of the game. Bridgewater, who pretty much went, foul-less from the line, able to work it in and get some points, able to go into double points. Also, Daniel Weiss and Caden Kopsa, able to come off a very strong showing here. Of course, Kopsa coming off the bench, able to get 2 strong offensive rebounds. And, of course, Jeremy Dolash, able to kind of start the tempo of what this game would have been early in the first quarter, able to get 2 blocks. And conversely, Vinton-Shellsburg will fall 1-13 as they will be on the road to Benton tomorrow on Tuesday, and then on the road again at Olwine on Thursday. Vinton-Shellsburg had a very tough going today. Johnson, who almost went scoreless on the day, as we will have Emerson Bridgewater here for an interview in just a moment. We will take a second to pause as we swap the headsets, and we will get him here.
All right, welcome back live from the Roundhouse. It's a post-game report, and we're cutting over to, all right, we got Emerson Bridgewater here with us. Emerson, the 5th win of the season, a big night on the boards for you. How you feeling after, sweeping Vinton-Shellsburg this season?
Yeah, I feel good. Our team's really starting to click now. We're all getting together.
And as a freshman coming into this group of seniors, what's this experience been like for you this season, stepping up into the varsity level and being relied on, down low, night in, night out?
This year I've really just been put in a role of just playing the big man, getting rebounds, easy glass points, second chance opportunities, and I'm just doing the best I can for my team.
You did a good job staying out of foul trouble there in that first half. Did you kind of approach things differently? Was it just what Vinton-Shellsburg kind of threw at you? How do you kind of manage that foul situation as you're the big underneath and you got to stay on the court, and sometimes that's a challenge. What's that like?
It's really, my dad just gets on me a lot. He tells me to stay on my feet, don't be jumping. I just try and play hands up defense best I can, but I get fouls a lot too.
And what are you going to be working on? What are you and your teammates kind of working on as you prepare, to go down the stretch here? What are some of the improvements and things in practice that you're working on in your game?
We're really just trying to incorporate moving the ball, swinging the ball a lot, getting reversals, and then just post entries. And then whenever you get the ball in the post, just slow down and look around for the open shot.
Yep.
Just stay calm when you got the ball.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time. Congrats on another win here this evening, and we'll be rooting for you down the stretch here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that was Emerson Bridgewater, South Tama freshman center. And we're going to see if we can get Coach Harrison on the line here if he's anywhere available. And we'll hang tight for that.
So again, Emerson Bridgewater there for the post-game interview. Freshman who has been dominant in the paint for South Tama. Hi, everyone. I'm Hunter White. Darvin Graham on the call with me here today as we will go ahead and get this switched up here as we are going to try and get an interview from Coach Craig Harrison, who has taken this green team of cross-country runners and turned them into a 4-game winning unit. So we will get to have a conversation with him in just a brief moment.
Yeah, broadcast reminder, we're going to be live again on Monday coming up. It's going to be a boy-girl doubleheader at Union Community. The Trojans go up to LaPorte City for a non-conference matchup with the Knights. I think it should be a really good one. We're going to have that live here on Trojan Country, so if you can't make the trip up there, you can check it out here on Trojan Country. And then we'll be live again on Friday of next week as South Tama. There's Craig Harrison coming in. All right, we'll get him set up, and then we'll talk to Coach Harrison here. All right. All right, here's our head coach for the boys team, Craig Harrison. Another win for the Trojans. How you feeling, Coach?
Feeling really good right now.
Yeah. What were your kind of thoughts as you come off the court here? What do you feel like South Tama really did well in this one? I thought personally, if I can, maybe throw some words in your mouth here, I really thought South Tama played like they knew how to win. They knew that they had gotten a win against Vinton-Shellsburg. What was the kind of build-up like coming into this one?
Well, into the practices, we were practicing like we were going to win the game.
Yeah.
And we were talking like we were going to win the game, and that really helped with attitude. Excuse my voice.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
The kids came out and just played so hard.
Yep.
And they've been talking all week about this game, and it was a long time coming for them.
Yeah, absolutely. A shutout in the WAMAC West Conference hasn't happened in a while, and it's been well earned. Who were some of the standout performances for you? Who do you feel like really contributed coming off of your roster tonight?
Well, right off the top of my head is Cade Rosenberger.
Yeah.
He controlled offense and defense.
Yep.
And he played the leadership role. And Tommy did not disappoint either.
Yeah, absolutely. His athleticism is it puts South Tama kind of in another bracket a little bit sometimes. I was really, kind of impressed with Bridgewater able to stay out of foul trouble early.
They got his number later.
Later, yeah. But the game had kind of already been put away a little bit. What are some of the things you and Coach Gates and Weiss are working on with him to kind of get him developed and can continue on his improvement throughout the season?
Keeping his head.
Yeah.
He's very competitive. He's a fiery competitor, and he forgets some of the stuff that he's learned. The new learning kind of goes out the window when his blood pressure goes up.
Yeah, right.
But he's got some real good skills, and if you've noticed, he's developed a hook, a little jump hook, and we're trying to get him to do it with both hands. And Coach Larry Fletcher, that used to coach here, he's been coming to practice when he can make it.
Yep.
He's been spending a little time with him.
That's great.
He's just, Emerson's just really willing to learn.
And the free throws are starting to come a little bit. He puts a couple of down. I'm sure you like to have a few more. You like to get the percentage up there, but the full package starting to come into view maybe a little bit for him. How are you what are your thoughts going into next week? You get a non-conference matchup against a 2A opponent on Monday. You get a Clear Creek team that you'd played close a few weeks back. How are you kind of getting this team ready to compete a second time against some of these WAMAC teams? Yeah,
we're reviewing what went well and what went poorly. But, to be honest, the big thing I think is legs.
Yeah.
We're going to have to keep our legs under us. We're going to have to play some more kids. You might have noticed in my first half, got a few more kids in the rotation.
Yeah, it's good to see, yeah.
Yeah, that was just kind of preparation for what we know is coming. We have a 3-game week and then a 4-game week.
Yeah.
And we can't do it with 5 kids or 6 kids.
Really thought Caden Kopsa contributed in that second quarter when he came in and able to do a few things, so that was good to see as well. All right, well, thank you very much for coming up, and best of luck next week as you hit the road again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for taking time for me.
You bet. That was STC head basketball coach
Sorry to take your seat.
Craig Harrison. All right, we wrap things up as South Tama finishes 55-33, moving on to 4-9 on their season. Final thoughts here, Hunter, as we wrap things up?
Excellent win for the Trojans. Packed house in the roundhouse.
Yeah.
Got some momentum going into against Union. Looking forward. Things are going up.
All right. Make sure to join us next week on Monday for basketball, on Friday for basketball. And, hey, congrats to, we should not say, we'll get something up on social media from South Tama, but congrats to our state qualifiers, Maylee Ellsbury, Autumn Ellsbury, Abigail Chima, and Kinley Jimenez qualifying for the state girls wrestling meet next week. So make sure to check out all the information there and see if, I believe, Track Wrestling is where you can find live video feeds for that. So check that out, and we'll be rooting for the Trojans next week over in Coralville. So until Monday, have a great weekend, everybody. Good night, and go Trojans.